Councillor Fenton-Glynn.
When I first read about the Conservative budget, it was in the Halifax Courier, not on the papers, as the way of things these days. And I was surprised by the lack of ambition. Then, when I read the actual document, it started out with the admission that it had been worked on since June. And I was slightly amused that it ended up so limited in scope. But then when I read the narrative, blaming the failings on officers, traducing their hard work, constant griping, honestly I was appalled. Because officers can't respond to these claims. And fundamentally, if you're having a go at someone who's unable to respond, it's bullying. And my mum taught me to stand up to bullies, so you can try to shout me down if you want. Because this is a fundamentally unserious document. Week after week, we hear about the problems of highways, the problems of green spaces, the need for this service or that service to be different. But nowhere in this budget is there a plan or a proposal to put extra money in these things. And we know that because you've consistently supported a government that has underfunded local authorities, you don't want to use that avenue to solve these problems either. I'm honestly embarrassed. If this was the first time, I'd be sympathetic. But it's 3 years in a row now. 2 years ago, we were told that you weren't going to do a budget because, and I quote, it's a lot of work. Last year, the opposition budget had in large parts copied our own budget, including bits which were fundamentally contradictory to what they'd written. And this year, what have we got? A new bin contract that takes no account of how much it will cost to buy 90,000 new wheelie bins, or the fact that the new legislation by your own government stops commingling, a pie-in-the-sky idea about the Victoria Theatre, and some wistful thinking about us not recruiting enough staff and the service is running fine anyway. 3 years, the opposition have failed to come up with a serious proposal. And blaming officers for those limitations is simply beyond the pale. We perform better because we and our officers trusted one another. If the opposition is serious about one day being in charge of this council, then they've got to be serious about those relationships. And opposition is important. It's important that we bring together the best of ideas. We come up with new ideas, we challenge each other, and we come up with a synthesis that's the best for Calderdale. And at this point, I'm talking directly to the opposition backbenchers. Because I see your glances. I see your sighs mid-speech. I know that you know you could be doing better. And I urge you, the backbenchers of our opposition, to act in the interests of Calderdale. Bring in leadership that will work with officers, come up with better ideas, and work for Calderdale. Let's have a battle of ideas, not more meaningless